What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and I am finally at the final of the Adventure Time specials, and I am now ready, all caught up with Adventure Time, all caught up with the specials, and now I'm ready to take on Fiona and Cake. But until then, we need to talk about Adventure Time Elementals. I like Avatar: The Last Airbender, I like Ninjago, two shows about elements and elemental powers, so I was quite interested when I heard that Adventure Time was doing an elemental series about elements. I wondered, what elements can they do in Adventure Time? Well, apparently, in the land of Ooo, there is 4 elements. Well, there's actually 5, but we'll get to the 5th one at the end of the video. The first one is candy, second one is ice, third one is fire, fourth one is slime. I don't know how that works, but slime and candy I don't really think are elements, but sure, we'll go with it. But yeah, my Adventure Time persona is on the screen here, welcoming you all into this video, and let's get started. Elemental is an 8-episode long miniseries that aired as part of the American animated television series Adventure Time's 9th season on Cartoon Network from April 24th to April 27th in 2017. So basically, the lowdown of this series, it has 8 episodes, all at 11 minutes each, the standard episode of Adventure Time. So the runtime of this whole series of Elemental is 1 hour and 30 minutes, easily bingeable in one day. So how it starts is Finn and Jake get back from their last mini-series of islands, and they come back to the land of Ooo, split into 4 parts. They land on the Candy side, with their boat docking there. They continue going, they see a gummy fish, they go back to the treehouse, see it's all gummified, and then they decide to go get Princess Bubblegum. They see Tree Trunks' child on the way, who is the only one that hasn't been candified, and we don't get an explanation of why he's still meat and not candy, but we do see Tree Trunks as ice cream and the pig husband as a piñata. Again, sorry, I don't know these guys' names, I did forget. But we also climb the tower, see Marshmallow-leen, which is Marceline, but a marshmallow, because each character is now candified. And Princess Bubblegum is a massive tree in the middle of the candy quarter of Ooo. She starts turning Finn, Jake, and Beemo into candy until Ice King uses his sky hooks to save them. And they do abandon Beemo. They forget about Beemo, and he turns into a jelly bean dispenser. They then go to the Ice Kingdom, or the Ice Quarter, and break into the dome to find Betty, Ice King's love, or mystery girl as he calls her. But it is a girl from his past, who is trying to fix him and make him back to the old Simon instead of Ice King. So they go in, they meet the ruler of the Ice Quarter, who isn't bothered, but she is the one who started it all. Because we get a flashback from Simon, where she went out to gather the 4 princesses, and ended up getting some fairies, and ended up getting the Slime Princess, Flame Princess, and Princess Bubblegum, all mind-controlled by fairies, and she used Betty as a power battery for her spell, making them into, like, these super gods, and activating their elemental power within them. And then they went crazy, they abandoned her, and made the quarters of Ooo. She is sad and depressed, and everyone in the Ice Kingdom is sad and depressed, so it's pretty easy to rescue Betty from there. They then go back to the Sky Kingdom, where they are currently at their base, which is the Sky Kingdom. Betty gets the Enchiridion off Finn, who got it from the farm dimension when they were last there, after thinking that they destroyed it. And then Betty and Simon get to work reading it and trying to figure out a way to go. Finn is being annoying, he's being agitated, he doesn't know what to do, he's stressing, he's overwhelmed, and he wants to help, and he wants to get it done, he wants to get it done now. So Jake makes him have a nap, their section of the Cloud Kingdom floats away, and they spend a whole episode trying to calm Finn and Jake down, explaining their worries, explaining why they're worried, and what's happening, and what's on their mind. They end up meeting back up with Ice King and Betty, who have a plan. They have to get the 3 gems from each queen's crown to create the magic spell. They then go to the Slime Kingdom, or the Slime Quarter, to compete in a rollerblading dance-off, and Jake unfortunately gets consumed by Slime Princess, but Lumpy Space Princess and Finn do manage to get the crown, get the gem, and end up going back to Simon and Betty. The next mission is to go to the Flame Kingdom, or the Flame Quarter. The Flame Quarter does take on Finn, Lumpy Space Princess, and Gunther. It is an angry place. It is violent. All the fire is not red, it is blue. It is the hottest fire. But Betty gives Finn flame protection, as well as Gunther flame protection. They then go and fight Flame Princess, who is a dragon now, and she swallows her gem, so Finn can't get it. He gets angry, gets consumed by the fire. Lumpy Space Princess gets upset, no one's paying attention to her, makes a big speech. They all interpret the speech as hatred for the Candy Kingdom, so the Flame Quadrant marches to the Candy Quadrant to start a war. We then go to war, and there's a big fight between the Flame and the Candy, but the Candy people are joking about it. They're all happy. They're not bothered that they're being attacked. They're taking jokes. They're having fun. They're laughing, which angers the Flames more. Finn then eats some bubblegum from Princess Bubblegum's hair, gets all the good memories back, and turns back from angry Finn to normal Finn. He then gets the crown from Princess Bubblegum, and Princess Bubblegum then spreads her candy to the other quadrants and takes over Ooh and makes it all candy. Then Flame Princess baths up her jewel because she's no longer a dragon, she is Gummy Princess. Then, because of this, Finn gives all the jewels to Betty, who then abandons him in the candy area now, the Candy Ooh, and he gets swallowed by candy citizens. Betty then knocks out Simon and uses the stones to go back in time and stop Ice King from finding the crown so she can live happily ever after with Simon. Finn eventually gets saved by Lumpy Space Princess, and they make a plan to use Lumpy Space Princess's fifth element, Lumps, to save Ooh. Ice King comes back with the jewels because he stopped Betty's experiment, because obviously Ice King feels like he's a human too and he deserves to be listened to and respected, and not this Simon character. We then have Lumpy Space Princess connecting with all the gems and Ice King's crown. She then connects herself to the ground and restores Ooh to its normal-ish, however normal can be, area. Everything's happy. Finn then goes to find Jake, who is no longer Jake and is a big blue monster, but they'll fix that later. They'll fix that problem later. And they give a big hug, and that's when the series ends. I like the story and the plot for this one. Again, it's Adventure Time. It was hard to predict. I didn't guess any part of the plot, so I'm happy with that. I got really concerned. It filled me with emotions. I was sad when Jake died. I was concerned when Finn was overtaken by fire. They foreshadowed it really well. Both times with Jake saying, I bet it's comfy in there, before he gets in, and then getting devoured when he gets in, saying it is comfy. And then we have Finn getting slightly more angry as he goes through the Fire Kingdom, so you know something's going to happen. I like this, foreshadowing there. It's very good. It's really interesting how they sort of did it all and how it worked. Voice acting and art style, again, it's Adventure Time. It's always on point with those two. I don't really need to get into it. It's such a nice art style. It's so perfect. It's so simple. And I just love it so much. And I want to get more of it. I hope they animate more shows in the Adventure Time art style, because I have only ever seen Adventure Time done in this style. I want more shows like it. Like what they did with regular show. The creators went on to make Close Enough, which is, again, another amazing animated show. Anyway, back to Adventure Time Elemental. Most of their short series is their little mini spin-off series. Has 8 episodes, and I think Cloudy is one of the lesser episodes that wasn't really needed. It was just there to sort of calm Finn and Jake down, get their worries out. I don't really think that episode was needed. I didn't think they needed to drag it out that long, but it does get some important mental health stuff out there. You do need your time to sort of sit down, relax, calm down, take a breather, talk about your feelings. It does have a good message, but it didn't really add anything to the plot. It didn't really progress the story any further. It just gave an extra episode, probably because they couldn't stretch out the story long enough to fill 8 episodes. It has good meaning, good values, good sort of story and message, but again, it didn't push the actual other 7 episodes in any direction. It just sort of halted it for an episode, and it sort of felt out of place. It didn't really feel needed, but it's still good to have that representation, have that talk. I do like each design that Finn had going through the different sort of places. I liked his fire self when he turned into the blue flame. I thought that was really cool. I liked it when he went into the slime as well and had that sort of goopy, toxic, gross look to him, that gross Rick look. And the ice sort of kingdom, or the ice quadrant, Finn didn't really change that much. He just put on a sweater. And earmuffs, nothing really changed with him there. But again, seeing characters as different elements was really cool and was really creative. Getting to see how they did them as different elements was really cool. Some characters with multiple candies shoved together. Other characters with just one whole candy. And I like that. I think that's creative. That's a unique way to look at it. You can be made of multiple pieces of candy, or you can just be one piece of candy. I do want to know why Tree Trunks' kid wasn't made into candy. He was the only one that never got candied, and I don't know why. Lumpy Space Princess had a 5th element, and that's why nothing affected her. But it's also explained because the lumps is the 5th and best element, like it's way on top, which I don't really like, because I don't really like Lumpy Space Princess. I think she gets annoying after a while. I can't handle too much of Lumpy Space Princess. It's like her voice. It's quite draining and monotone and really not nice to listen to. But that's what it's supposed to sound like. That's what the voice is supposed to be. So voice acting, again, impeccable here. And just, it was such a creative way to go. Just a creative mini sort of series. A short sort of spin-off. It was really cool. It was interesting and it was nice, and it still stuck within the Adventure Time lore. It had its own little run. It's called Adventure Time Elemental, but it still fit somewhere quite nicely into Adventure Time. And you can watch it and still get everything that happened, and you can not watch it and still get everything that happened. And it's just good like that. And I love that's how Adventure Time is written and sort of worked. It's just a wholesome series, and everything is corrected by the end of it. And it's also linked to Islands, which is really cool, because that's another sort of spin-off short series, a sort of event for Adventure Time. And it's just so cleverly written, and the lore is so intertwined and really interesting, and everything happens for a reason, and there is nothing that's overlooked. Everything keep getting brought back, and I love how Choose Goose is in every single one of these. Every single Adventure Time sort of thing that I've made a video on, Choose Goose has been there in the background, as well as the snail, but Choose Goose has been there, and he's had a couple of lines, and he's the funny one. He always makes me laugh with his rhymes, especially with his illegal moisturizer. That one got me, and it got me good, because I wasn't expecting it. It caught me off guard. But I am going to give Elemental a 9 out of 10, because I really enjoyed it. I like the elements. I like seeing stuff taken in a different direction, seeing stuff slightly changed. Again, like Dimensions, slightly changes and slight different stuff. They did touch on Dimensions here as well in this one, which is, again, quite interesting, because that's a topic that I like to think about and what I've based my TP heroes around. But in the media right now, Dimensions is being overdone. And multiverses are being way overdone. But I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover, so I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye. Please go watch Adventure Time. It is absolutely impeccable. There's only 10 seasons, 11 episodes, 11 minutes per episode, so it's easy to get through. It's easy, bite-sized chunks, and if you want a bit more Tyler Price in your life, please go check out my link tree and see everything else that I have to offer. But other than that, I'm actually going to leave now. Bye.